I'm going to now contradict myself and say that I think we need to bring back healthy doses of bullying because we are dealing with an entire multiple generations at this point of people who were never bullied. No one ever said, when I was growing up, we were told, but it was starting to change where you could get in trouble for making fun of someone. The kids would make fun of you at school, and it kept people in check. It kept these guardrails up of this is what is actually normal, right? And it stopped people from being total freaks. And when someone was a freak, you could actually identify them and think, they might like shoot up the school because they're not f***ing normal. And that was actually a good way to figure out what was going on with people. And now everyone's normal and everything is acceptable, except if you're a white Trump supporter, right? So I think we do need to bully people a little bit. And I think it's important to show that we are now in that position of we got the popular vote, act like it, act like we do dominate the culture. Because the truth is we're starting to, but we don't fully. But you just need to act like we are there already, and people will follow suit.
Do you worry that some of it feels cold sometimes? I've seen this comment when you put things up like you're pretty, you have a job, like you wear makeup and look right, and then you're doing this stuff about the fat nippled girls, and that it somehow is too mean? Or do you feel like it's like you have to be directionally in that way to wake these people up?
Yeah. Oh, you're asking me if I think I'm too mean?
No, well, not if you think you're too mean, but like, do you think there's like a risk there or something like that?
I think that
it doesn't seem mean to me, but I've watched some of your things going, man, if I was one of these girls, like, I would think it was,
So I don't think you're wrong in that. I think there needs to be a good balance here of, people generally are not.
I'm asking you if you're a mean girl.
Am I a mean girl? 100%. No, but I have there are a few layers to this, okay? And I'm going to try to think through this because I did not read the questions in advance. There are no questions in advance. There are no questions in advance. But okay, so first, I think that a lot of people need a warm embrace to come to you. Most people are not like pressured or shamed into doing something. And so I think there needs to be the levity, which is why I try to use comedy, because I get a lot of people saying, I don't agree with you, but that was funny, right? Like that is funny. And that's one way to get people. I'm going to now contradict myself and say that I think we need to bring back healthy doses of bullying because we are dealing with an entire multiple generations at this point of people who were never bullied. No one ever said, when I was growing up, we were told, but it was starting to change where you could get in trouble for making fun of someone. The kids would make fun of you at school, and it kept people in check. It kept these guardrails up of this is what is actually normal, right? And it stopped people from being total freaks. And when someone was a freak, you could actually identify them and think, they might like shoot up the school because they're not fucking normal. And that was actually a good way to figure out what was going on with people. And now everyone's normal and everything is acceptable, except if you're a white Trump supporter, right? So I think we do need to bully people a little bit. And I think it's important to show that we are now in that position of we got the popular vote, act like it, act like we do dominate the culture. Because the truth is we're starting to, but we don't fully. But you just need to act like we are there already, and people will follow suit.
And I think that is happening clearly. Like the wokesters have completely lost momentum now and just seem utterly ridiculous. I've said this on the show a couple of times, but when I was growing up, and you're 31, geez, so I have 17 years on you, which is crazy. But when I was growing up in the 80s, like I was exactly between cool and dork. Like I was right in the middle. And I remember one day in about 7th grade thinking I could work harder to be cooler. And I was like, but I like video games. Like at the end, I was just like, but I'm going to just play video games with my friends. And I was like, I'm in it with the dorks. So I was a high level dork or a low level cool guy, meaning I could be bullied by some people and bully some other people, but it kind of helped shape me. So it's okay.
I wonder what that's like, because I was actually just a nerd.
You were just a nerd?
I was
Come on.
That's like, no, I have the confidence of a girl who went to a prep school in New York City, but the humor of someone who had braces for 4 years. So this doesn't come out of being cool. This drive, this sense of humor, it takes being the awkward girl who was, in fact, the president of the high school band.
Whoa. What instrument did you play?
It's so embarrassing.
The tuba? Was it the tuba?
It was the flute. It's just, this is so embarrassing. I know I took the conversation there, but I didn't expect to be revealing this on the show today. But yeah, I was a total nerd. And I got way hotter when I was in college and like end of high school. I was a real late bloomer, which explains everything about me, I think.
So you've been online lately hitting some of what you see on the right that is not quite right, so to speak.
Yes.
What do you make of what's happening on the right now?
You're talking about the Jew hatred. Is that what you're talking about?
Basically, yeah. Well, you've been hitting Tucker a little bit.
Yeah.
There's obviously Tucker's been going after Ben and Barry Weiss and a couple other people. So there's just like some weird stuff there.
Yeah.
Which I said to you right before we sat down. I've largely tried to stay out of because I'm just kind of letting it, like I'm sort of letting it sort itself. And I don't feel like I have to be in every fight all the time. I'm in a lot of fights at a lot of times. So, but you've been in it and I'm curious what your take is.
It's funny because when it comes to most things in the space, I want to be out of the fray. There are some people, and you can imagine who I'm talking about, who love picking fights with other people in the space. And that's not what I'm interested in. And especially when someone doesn't go after, I have people go after me personally, and I don't even respond to that. But it's really disappointing to see this trend. And it's something that I noticed in general on the right that is not specific to Tucker, but we're so excited and we get so seduced on the right by celebrity, by people with large followings, that if someone has millions of followers, they're sort of automatically forgiven and welcomed. And you see this all over the place with the kinds of celebrities we also had involved in the campaign, right? Where we look past the domestic abuse charges and we look past these different things because they're doing a rally for Trump. And part of it is we need to take what we can get, but then even after that moment, everyone gets excited. They want photos with them. They want them to retweet them, whatever it is. And I think we need to be really careful about that. We need to maintain standards as a movement. And it is really surprising to, like Kanye's back on Twitter, or X, which I do agree with. I don't think he should have been kicked off. I think it's right to reinstall him, even though, of course, one of his first tweets is shalom. Pretty funny, to be honest. But I
didn't even know he was back on, but that tells you
he's
something.
Back on.
Is that just in the last couple of days? I mean,
yeah, apparently. I don't know if he was reinstated before and then just decided to come back or what happened, but he's back on X, which again, I agree with. But the man shows up to the Grammys with his wife completely naked, and everyone on X is just sharing these images of a naked woman, and everyone's excited because it's Kanye. But this is so against conservative values. And so and Tucker, I decided to speak out on because it is more personal, because I do think he is stoking the flames of anti-Semitism. But he's also saying things like, that we were on the wrong side of World War II. He's saying things, or maybe not the wrong side, but that we were the bad guys. We were bad guys in World War II. And everyone's just giving him a pass because they all want to be on his show and they all want him to like them. And most people just want to be liked and have their tweets go viral. And that, I just think that's cheap, and that's not why I'm in it.
So do you want to sit down with Tucker?
I would sit down with him, but it wouldn't be I love you, I'm a huge fan. It would be, let's talk about all these things that you are bringing up that I disagree with, that I think are very dangerous to the movement and to America, and I think are bringing, Tucker to me is part of this movement that's teetering on the edge of a cliff of, because we figured out that some things and so many things that were called conspiracy theory turned out to be true. Now everything is a conspiracy theory, because the government was bad about some things. Now the government was bad about everything. And it's actually possible in this world that some things are bad and some things really were just the way they were. And Tucker seems to have gone to that point where he just thinks that it's
right. We've been lied to about an awful lot. So he's basically throwing the baby out with the bathwater, has been my take on this. I was watching him with Piers Morgan, and he basically said that that Churchill wasn't the winner of World War II.
Yeah, he didn't do enough to save Western civilization.
It's like, and he's like, look at your country now. But it's like, dude, that was 80 years ago. They had a pretty good run for 60-something years, and now they have problems because of immigration that have nothing to do with Winston Churchill. But it's just like, it seems like it's like an energy move. There's just energy in that spot.
Yeah, I think just in general in this movement, and it's not specific to him, we need to have higher standards. We should elevate ourselves. We should expect more of ourselves. But I remember when, I am someone who really believes that Barack Obama is gay and that he has been with men. I believe that till my dying day. I will believe that. And
what's the main reason for you believing that?
The main reason is Tablet Magazine had a great series on this where they talked about the letters he wrote to his girlfriend at the time, where he talked about fantasizing about men. That's like the evidence.
Right. Then there is also that guy that Tucker did interview.
But that's what I was going to say, which is, as someone who fully believes that Barack Hussein Obama is a gay man, or at least he's like open and fluid and whatever. And I believe he is
just having a good time.
Yeah, he has slept with men. He's been with men.
Yeah.
And then Tucker has on this like homeless, toothless weirdo. And I'm thinking, I don't believe this guy. And I believe Barack Obama has been with men. So if you're trying, my question for Tucker is, are you trying to convince people or are you trying to get views?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I look at a video like that, I think I didn't even watch it because it was so weird. I didn't finish it because I'm like, this is just, I turned it off. And I wanted to like it.
If you're looking for more honest and thoughtful conversations about politics instead of nonstop screaming, check out our politics playlist. And if you want to watch full interviews on a variety of topics, watch our full episode playlist, all right over here. And to get notified of all future videos, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell.